Hi, and thanks for tuning in to our live radio show. Moments of Clarity with Tiffany will begin in just a few moments. Please stay tuned. Kindly take this opportunity to share this show on your platforms, because change can only come when we stand together as one, especially when it comes to ending the stigma on mental health.
You are not alone, and help is out there.
Kids have mental health issues, and we also need to learn coping skills.
Let's get started and let the show begin. See you soon.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And
the stigma on mental health through the inspirational stories of our exceptional guests. You can join in the show by calling Tiffany toll-free at 866-826-1340 or on Facebook and Twitter at MOC with Tiffany. Now, here's Tiffany Warner.
Hello, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today we're going to be talking about how living with such things such as autism or mental health as even a celebrity or supermodel is not uncommon. And my good friend here, I've known for years, is taking time out of her busy day, giving the interview at an aquarium of all places. But you must have seen her on so many places because she's a supermodel, being on billboards of all types in New York and Miss America and Miss Florida, and she's currently Miss Florida, and an actress and a model and an author, and we're gonna hear more about this. But before I formally introduce my guest, Rachel, I want to say hi to Ed at Tan Talk Radio.
And a happy Friday to everybody.
Happy Friday to you too.
Okay.
Hello.
It's so funny. I had to go unplug my Alexa. Alexa was like glowing, like it was going to respond to moments of clarity.
Yeah. Be careful because sometimes it has a mind of its own.
No kidding. I was watching a scary movie with my family, and they were locked in the basement or something. And Alexa goes, "If you'd like us to call 911," and it was this awful movie.
Yeah.
It does have a mind of its own. Anyway, how you doing, Ed?
Good, but I'm hearing somebody's speakers or something, or
Well, Rachel's at an aquarium, I think.
oh, okay. Maybe that's what we're hearing. Okay.
Is that what
Just
we're
some
hearing,
background.
Rachel? Like that's the quietest spot. But
Yeah, it could just be some background noise. Okay. But we'll go with it.
Rachel, is it kind of noisy where you're at?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
kind of
I
noisy?
tried my best to find a quiet place, but there's a lot of field trips happening here, and I think there's a lot of kids happening. Like, they're just here, and I don't know. It's, to be honest, this is the quietest place that I could find. It's very loud in the aquarium, and it's all I've got.
That's good. We'll go with it.
I know that you're very busy, so thank you for fitting us
I
in.
feel like they're gonna leave soon, so
Yeah, tell them to go
I'm
away.
optimistic. Everyone has their backpacks on, so it just makes me think, oh, they're gonna leave. The bus is about to come, and it also makes me happy. I love seeing people. They're so joyful.
Yeah. You also love seeing people leave when you want quiet, right?
Well,
I love seeing
I'm
people,
not
especially children, but I like seeing them leave too if they're not mine.
well, I like seeing them happy. I'm watching them. They're so happy.
No. So, yeah, so you end up at the aquarium when we're doing our show. But
Yeah, it's the only time I had.
it's okay. I understand. You are the queen of multitasking for sure.
Yeah.
And for those that are watching us virtually, I mean, she's going from fittings like this, dress fittings for Miss Florida to modeling for like Tommy Hilfiger. She's on billboards everywhere. Done so many things that we can get into, but so Rachel, tell us a little history about you from back then. I know that for you, that we let me get the screen straight here.
Well, little history about me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to hear with all the noise, but I'll answer best I can. Little history about me is that I started my platform when I was 12 years old because I didn't want people with autism and other disabilities to be bullied, and I just wanted to bring as much positivity as I could to my community, and I just wanted to bring so many smiles to my community and to other people. And that's why I started my platform for well over a decade now. And still going to this day. And it's led me to do so many incredible things. And the pictures you just showed, the most recent one was the last one. I just did an event in New Brunswick, Canada, where I got to speak about my journey with autism. And I got to sing as well. And that's really cool. That's me showing that I'm not going. Yeah, I'm not going to let autism define me, basically. And that's the whole point.
So I've known Rachel quite a while, like a good 4 or 5 years.
Everyone's
and so she's on billboards in New York and Miss America pageants, and I know her personally, and so a lot of people are misunderstood about what autism is. You know, that people, it's a learning disability, which is totally a myth. And so I'd like to clear up just a little bit about what autism is. And it's a bioneurological disability that generally appears around the age of 3 or right before.
Yeah.
It impacts the normal development of the brain in the areas of social interaction, communication skills, and cognitive function. And individuals with autism typically have difficulty in verbal and nonverbal communication, social interactions, and leisure or play activities. People with autism that live with autism often suffer from numerous comorbid medical conditions like asthma and persistent viral infections and things. But for more important, it has a lot to do with social skills, self-esteem, trying to relate. Like I've had so many friends and other guests that I've spoken with and clients that say that they have a master's or a doctorate degree in trying to learn social skills, like just learning how someone without autism is so that they can relate to our social interactions rather than us relating to them. And there's some famous people that have been that have been diagnosed that you may have known from movies like Daryl Hannah, Dan Aykroyd, Anthony Hopkins. People, they it's not that uncommon to be a celebrity and be very good at acting and then hate being away from the camera. They can be right in front of the camera and act, but you get them away from the camera and they feel out of place, so to speak. Would you agree, Rachel?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm the exact same way. I love being in front of the camera. I love being on stage. And I also feel like I'm still learning social skills to this day.
Right. Well,
And
aren't we all?
it's
Like,
just
I mean, I think we all are, but yes. You know what I mean? Like, I know that when I speak with you, Rachel, sarcasm goes nowhere. Like, but like, but that's what's so beautiful about you, that there's no like BS, there's no baloney. Like you just kind of say what you feel, and without a side of snide sarcasm, without anything, you compliment people, you say beautiful things to people, and you leave out all the fluff, like the sarcasm and the jokes or the but you're funny too. You do have a good sense of humor. So sarcasm and humor are two different things, because you can find jokes funny, but when people are sarcastic, it kind of and I think sarcasm is not that. I'm a sarcastic person, but I wish I wasn't. It's more of a defense mechanism for some people, probably. But
yeah.
let's take our first break, and hopefully it'll calm down a little bit more for where you're sitting. And we'll be back in just a moment. 1 minute. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with Rachel Barcellona and Moments of Clarity with Tiffany in just a moment.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hello, my name is Lucy Lopes, and I'm a real estate agent that supports ending the stigma on mental health with Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I am also passionate about helping you buy or sell your home. With times being so difficult, I'm here to help. Contact me at lucylopes.com. That's LUCYLOPES.com. Let me assist you through this pandemic and know that you are not alone.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at at Tiffany Warner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
Are you looking for a great book? If you like to root for the underdog, Joe Potosi's book is a book for you. A real American Odyssey that will grab your attention with its fast-moving narrative. You won't be able to put this masterpiece down. When the Dust Settled by Joe Potosi. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Zulin Press.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Warner.
Hello, and welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today I have a wonderful person who's not only who's beauty on the inside, but she's beautiful inside and out, and used her platform, her connections and everything to bring awareness to mental health and people with autism, living with autism, I like to say. And welcome back, Miss, wait, if I get the title right, currently Miss Florida America, Rachel Barcellona.
Yeah.
Congrats. You've gotten so many awards, by the way, since I've known you. And I've seen you on billboards on New York, all over the place. If you guys are syndicated, just look up. She's like doing, did you lose me?
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh, good. I hit the wrong button. Anyway, but then doing shows and live interviews and things like this, and just a beautiful soul inside and out. And I want to talk to her on FaceTime, and then she goes into a glamour shot or whatever and comes out looking like this. That's cute. But what's great, she's and I just remember the last time we spoke was like a few years ago on the show, at least, and you were having bags of tools handed out for people going to, I think, a hockey game or something, for people with autism, headphones and headsets, and because the noise and the distraction. Can you talk a little bit about what the symptoms of autism are? So I have a client that I believe is diagnosed with autism, but it hasn't been official yet. And she's afraid of the 4th of July coming up because of the fireworks. And so can you talk a little bit about how we can help people with that and what you did with that campaign
Well, with that campaign, I was campaigning for acceptance of autism, and with the headphones, I wanted to show that it's absolutely okay to be proud of your autism, and if you need the headphones in a public place, you should wear them without being ashamed. For example, when I go to a sports game or a concert, I wear headphones because I really don't like loud noises, and I like to wear them, and I don't think there should be a stigma against that, or I don't think people should make fun of us for wearing headphones if we need them. So
Absolutely.
that's one thing we can do to promote autism acceptance, is having people not mask their autism or mask their autism needs, and just show that it's okay to embrace them.
Well said. Where's my bell? I'll find it in a second. It's over there. But so with that means that with the headphones, going to a rock concert, a lot of times we put earplugs in, those little foam ones that you can get from a pharmacy or whatever. Do those work as well for you?
Yeah, those work a lot. I wear earphones, like the little foam earplugs, whenever I go to concerts, if you don't want them to be as big and bulky. But I think that the big and bulky ones work even better because they block out all the sounds. Or maybe not all of them. You can still have the experience, but not have the sensory overload. But I think
exactly what it is, the sensory overload.
But I know that when I was first diagnosed at the age of 3, my mom bought the little foam earplugs, and I would wear those all the time. And those help me, and they still do whenever I go to a concert. And I always tell people that's a smart thing to do if you want to preserve your hearing as well.
I know that there's a lot of musicians that have they're like deaf in one ear, like heard like low of hearing because they didn't take that precaution. Not because, I mean, you don't have to be living with autism to want to protect your hearing. Just saying.
Yeah.
But so those that are fearful with the fireworks, I have kind of like a dilemma where I want to expose them to loud noises so that they can not build up anxiety of fear of, oh gosh, 4th of July might come up and I might be around fireworks, and they're building anxiety just worrying about that rather than going to see fireworks and having them in. Like, so there's a bit of exposure therapy that needs to be done to alleviate some of that anxiety, because we can't walk around all the time with earplugs in, because, or what if you
feel that. I also feel like exposure to things that aren't familiar to you is a great therapy as well. And that's something I still do to this day, believe it or not. I mean, for example, I know that I hated fire drills, so I did a lot of music therapy by listening to opera tapes for hours on end because I loved the opera music. And opera is very loud, as we all know, and that gradually that got me used to basic loud noises. So then
It's
I could
funny that you
handle
say
a fire
that.
drill.
My son, my younger son, I think he's somewhere there on the spectrum. It's like, but not fully. Like, but he was scared of fire drill, and I think it's the element of the surprise. He wanted people to warn him it was coming rather than the loud noise. You know, the shock of it all, like someone popping a balloon would scare him. Like, he doesn't like the jump scare kind of, that kind of thing. But nobody likes that. I mean, like,
that's really cool.
So, like, the office would bring him up and say, "We're gonna have a fire drill," because he was actually not wanting to go to school. I mean, but you don't have to have the diagnosis of autism in order to not like to be startled like that, because it's a lot of people like scary movies, and I know you love scary movies because you like jump scares and stuff like that, but you're watching it on purpose. You're seeing it coming and you're waiting for it. You're like, and the paranormal stuff, and I know that about you. But the fire drill, that shocks everybody. Like, I mean, I just remember dropping my pencils going, oh my gosh, like it's a test or something, like.
But they always warn you. So I know when I was a kid, I'd cover my ears and people would understand. But I know that when I did the music therapy, it would just sort of break down the sensitivity barrier over time. And then I'd be able to handle fireworks eventually. I love fireworks.
So you're saying opera helped you a lot?
That's one of them. Because I listened to it very young, and my favorite genre of music is heavy metal, so I feel like it's a progressive thing that builds up over time.
Now you went in from opera to screamo, heavy metal.
I personally feel like music heals. No matter what age, we can listen to it for music therapy, and music can heal our mind, our souls, and anything.
I couldn't agree more. I love music.
Yeah.
However, like, to listen to music to try to relieve you from being scared of a fire drill. That's an interesting coping mechanism and coping skill that I have never heard of in therapy before.
I could listen, and it wasn't just opera. Like, my dad would sit down with me, and he likes jazz, soul, funk music, and he put me on his lap, and he put the headphones on my ears, and I'd listen to his music, and that's a totally different genre, and I feel like all kinds of genres healed me when I was a child, and I feel like it doesn't matter how old you are, you can listen to anything if you have a disability, and it can heal you from the inside out.
I don't think you even have to have a disability for music to help you. You could be
Right.
going through a
Yeah.
breakup, a divorce. There's country music for
Yeah.
everything. There's sad songs. There's so
Definitely.
much. Just you get in a bad mood or whatever. Get some Slipknot or some.
For sure.
Yeah. It helps you get your anger out. But then you want to relax and sit on the beach, Bob Marley, like some beach reggae. I don't know. There's a genre of music, except for with a mood. Sometimes it's not so great to listen to angry music when you're in an angry mood. It does help get the anger out, but it also escalates it too. So, or when you're depressed, listening to depressing music, it makes you more sad. But that's a great thing to try about with the loud noises is exposure therapy with music, but not and have the AirPods in because I mean it saves us from losing our hearing anyway. But at the same time, it's helpful for those that are like suffering with PTSD and don't want loud noises or fireworks with the veterans and with people with autism and living with autism and children that have been affected by just a balloon popping and scaring them and building anxiety from just that. So anyway, so how is it with you and with your career socializing with other people in New York?
I feel like it's been going well.
I mean, well, do you have let's say like complications talking to movie directors or other people that maybe don't understand autism, or is it more common in your line of work than we all realize? Like it's not like we were saying before, like most actors, they're funny in front of the camera and da da da, but then awkward like away from the camera. They don't like people. They don't like socializing. They are more introverts.
Well, I say that I've been quite fortunate because right now I'm in a neurodiverse theater troupe called Epic Players, and everybody really likes to socialize because we're all doing the same thing. We like acting, we like singing, and it's been a lot of fun.
So what else do you guys do?
Well, we've done a lot of plays. We've done stand-up comedy nights. We've done a lot of things that involve performing. And
tell me about that stand-up comedy night. I mean, I saw that with the pictures that you had sent me, and your mom had sent me. And
yes,
let me see which one it is that I can find. I think that's not it.
That was one of the most recent.
Yes, it was stand-up comedy. So wait, I want to hear a bit that you did. You actually got up and said some. You did a bit, isn't that called a bit?
Yes, that was the Epic Players stand-up comedy night, and it was at the Stand in Brooklyn, and it's been one of my all-time dreams for a long time to do stand-up comedy, and I wrote a monologue for it. Everyone had to write their own little bit or monologue for this show, and I did. My monologue was about mental health and the things I was going through at the time. And I was so proud to perform it. Everyone loved it. And I
Well, I'm
really want to do
sure.
more comedy.
I am so sure, but okay, but a monologue about mental health. How is that funny? Like, how did this?
Well, a lot of comedians sort of use what they're going through and they make it funny. So I wrote about my BPD, my borderline personality disorder, and I'm thinking, oh shit, how am I going to make that funny? Because it really isn't. And I sort of did it because I'm a naturally funny person, apparently. So I talked about how I'm afraid of being abandoned, and I go to the mall and I buy things for people, and I hope people like my shitty gift. Please like my shitty gift.
Oh yeah, Rachel, we can't cuss on AM radio.
Okay. Well, that's what the monologue said. I mean,
it's fine. It's fine. Just let's not say it anymore. Ed's gonna be like,
well,
Ed, you got the dump button.
well, anyway. Well,
Okay.
that's kind of what I wrote about. Like, I was talking about how I'm afraid of take two. Like, wrong thing, you guys.
And let's just go on with it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I basically talked about how I want people to like me, and I did some things like kind of like that.
Oops. Well, it sounds funny.
I'm all about taking a bad situation and making it positive.
Well, making fun, I guess, of our own mental health is good. It's fun because you can be yourself, and we all make fun because I live with ADHD, and so sometimes if I
would make fun of my autism.
Right. If I multitask too much or I get too jittery or I'm all over the place, I'm like, I'm in Tiffany land. I'm sorry. Or you just lost me. You mentioned a grocery list, and now I'm thinking about going to the grocery store, even though I'm directly looking at you. Or starting a project and not wanting to finish it. I mean, there's a lot of things to make fun of, and
I also made it really dark
too, so that people aren't. Their stigma's gone, so people aren't afraid to have lived with anything, to be diagnosed with anything.
I get really furious at the end. I tried to address the problem of me and why do I push people away, and because my whole goal was to address the stigma and try to get the stigma to go away.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the whole thing.
Well done. Well done. And it's so misunderstood, autism. I hear so many people, just like bipolar. Oh, I'm having a bipolar moment because of a mood swing. That has nothing to do with the diagnosis. Or, oh, that person's retarded. They have autism. No. Some of the most brilliant people in the world live with autism. It has nothing to do with a learning disability. It doesn't make anyone. It has nothing to do with your IQ. It's more about adapting socially. That's all. And sarcasm and more about understanding just social skills because of the brain and how it works, because it's very linear and literal. And people just get it so wrong, and just ignorance. And this is why we're here, is to end the stigma and the ignorance, because people that don't know better could be ignorant, but when they learn and they want to expand their knowledge on it, then they're no longer ignorant. But we can't fix stupid, because we could educate all you want and they could know better and still not want to go along with it. And okay, well, right on with your stupidity. That's a little different. Can't fix stupid, but we can teach. And it's not somebody's fault for not knowing better, but once they know better, then they can learn and spread the word. And you're here with two little girls in this picture. What's this picture?
Yeah, I love that. That was my most recent event in Canada, and those little girls just loved my performance when I sang, and that just made me so happy.
I don't want to put you on the spot and make you sing, but I would love to hear you sing. This is also Florida. No, I'm not going to make you do anything you don't want to do. Miss Florida America pageant. You were the first. You won, right? And these are the
Yes.
5 runner-ups. The other runners-up, the top 5.
Yeah, that was when I won.
You've won a lot more than this too, because you're
Yeah.
not just Miss Florida, Miss. There was a bunch of Miss whatevers. The last time I talked to you, and you were like, I don't know if I want to do another one, but you've won quite a bit. You've got enough banners to probably like go around your whole house if you tied them all together.
Yeah.
Probably. Hey, Rachel, it's time for our second break. And just hang on, and we will be back with Rachel Barcellona, Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. After this, stay tuned.
We will return to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you are like most people, you worry with the financial challenges you face today. How do you protect your family from financial ruin? How will you reduce your liabilities and get out of debt sooner? And how can you deal effectively with the constant changes in your job, your career, and your business? Overcoming your financial challenges is like building a house. You must build from the ground up. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 basic money skills so you can achieve your dreams and end your worry. Call us today and schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. Call Scott Bigley at 727-422-7761.
Hi, this is your host, Tiffany Warner from Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I want to thank you for all your support on ending the stigma on mental health for over the past 7 years and with over 600 episodes, as well as several award nominations and placing as a finalist in 3 categories on the People's Choice Podcast Award last year. If you're listening to this on audio, please visit and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Moments of Clarity with Tiffany and enjoy viewing previous shows in case you miss any live. If you're interested in advertising and would like to promote your company, it is affordable and an effective way to get your company the attention it deserves. I also welcome potential guests as well, and all information can be found on my website at mocwithtiffany.com. Thank you again for your continued support, as change can only come when we stand together as one. Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. I'd like to give a shout out to musician-songwriter Don Lawson, who wrote, produced, and performed all the vocals and instruments on my Moments of Clarity theme song. Don gained his inspiration as a mental health counselor himself. He's always looking for artists to record his songs, and you can hear more of Don's music at reverbnation.com/Don Lawson. You can also check him out on Twitter at Don Lawson Music. Thank you so much, Don, for your contribution to Moments of Clarity and ending the stigma on mental health. It's awesome.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
Hi, and welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today I have top supermodel, an actress, a stand-up comedian, a singer, Miss Florida pageant, Miss Florida America, but Miss America, Miss Teen America, Miss. But you've done ads on billboards for Prada and Gucci and all sorts of things.
I don't know about that.
I've seen you with glasses, and I know that there's other stuff, and I just remember asking, do you get to keep the merch? And you're like, that's part of the good stuff is sometimes you get to keep some of the stuff you wear and get to bring it home.
I love that.
Who wouldn't?
I have my Prada purse. I love that.
That's the part that I'm jealous of. I mean, all you have to do is try it on for 5 minutes. They take a picture of you in it, and you get to take it home. But
Yeah.
there's a billboard of you holding the sunglasses, and I had that on the last show. And I couldn't find it in my stuff, but you know what I mean. It was a white billboard.
Yeah,
And
I
what was
love
that?
those.
Which one was that? That was.
Still trying to remember.
I know there's been so many, but it was just it was a billboard, like up in New York, and you were just kind of like holding your sunglasses down, and it was for an ad of
What
something.
color were they?
The what?
What color were they?
The black, the sunglasses I think were black, but the billboard behind you was white with yellow
Oh
writing.
yeah, the Valentino sunglasses.
Valentino. I knew it was a.
Yeah, I have those. I wore those yesterday. I love them.
So beautiful inside and out. And the only part I'm jealous of, though, I'm so proud of you, but I want the free merchandise. Like, one day, just for this show, I'll wear it on this platform. So anybody, Valentina, whatever, I will wear your sunglasses on the show.
Okay.
If I can keep them.
That would be awesome. I love that.
Anyone listening, you want me to wear your stuff? Send it my way, as long as I get to keep it. You get free product. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So, what's the best part about, and the most difficult about, and because this is our final stretch, and we can have callers, 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. If you have any quick questions for Rachel or myself, 866-826-1340, or just a comment or feedback. Know that you're not alone. Autism affects so many people. In fact, it's 1 in 36 children, and often misdiagnosed. A lot of times, nobody knows when to diagnose and afraid to. So, were you ever set back because of being diagnosed at age 3?
Yeah, I felt very set back, of course.
I mean, like medically, like with medical insurance or anything like that.
Yeah, medical insurance is very hard. All the therapies were so expensive. Even though my mom was a nurse, we still had to pay a lot for therapy. That's why I always tell people that there's cheaper and even free things you can do at home for therapies. And so, like, you can go to Walmart, Target, or any store that can sell you things for very, very cheap and make stuff at home. I mean, I love DIY stuff. But what I really wanted to say was that people always told me, even at 3 years old, that I'd never accomplish anything. Just imagine being a child, a baby even, and being told that you're nothing and that you'd never accomplish anything. You'd never go to school, graduate high school, college, that you're worthless. So that really set me back, and I was told this basically my whole life. But as for the therapies, a lot of people can't afford all the fancy medical stuff. So I see a lot of things on Instagram, people making their own DIY therapies. For example, I saw this little box stem toy, and that's not expensive at all. And that was one of my favorites as a kid growing up.
Well, like I would say at least find a therapist to try to get the core roots of something, like, and if medication's needed, because you're like, as you said earlier in the show, that you're diagnosed with more than just autism, with borderline personality disorder and other things. So to get the right diagnosis and the right symptoms to go along with coping skills that go along with those symptoms is probably, well, I would say professionally, the right thing to do, and then find which exact symptoms, because not everyone's the same. We're all like snowflakes.
Yes.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
So some things work for some people and some things, but don't try to just self-medicate and not go to therapy. But there it does. What I was meaning more so is that there's a lot of people that are afraid to get the diagnosis from a doctor and get the test done to find out if their child has or lives with autism, because they're afraid it might follow them the rest of their life in a negative way. And have you seen that for yourself, like, or have you
I
used
have
it for good?
I have seen it. I've seen that a lot of adults are being diagnosed with autism later in life. And I feel that that's a good thing because autism wasn't a thing way back then. And I feel like that is a great thing so everybody can come to terms with who they really are. And I just think that we need to accept ourselves because autism, no matter how old you are, it's a part of you.
But that according to the Disability American ADA, American Disability Act, and everything like that, they can't not hire you because you're diagnosed with anything or not give you life insurance. It doesn't hold you back in ways like that. Um,
That's true.
and a
It's
lot of
that's
things, because I worked as a consultant for a local police department, I went in and tried to help educate police officers on autism so that when they pull over someone and they don't have the social skills, they don't know to turn on the light or to, to try to work with them, or post-traumatic stress disorder, to, ask for the license in a different way, like, license and registration, you were speeding kind of deal, but to not to try to understand different mental health so that it doesn't escalate into something unnecessary, things like that. Um, because a lot of times
well,
people don't know how to interact.
that's true, but the ADA says that they can't discriminate us based on our disability or mental health issues, but I have faced so many challenges getting a job based on all of that alone. I have talked about my autism and just my autism on my job applications, and I've been told I'm a liability because of that. So it seems like the ADA is lying. I don't want to say that they're lying because I
How are
like to
you
be
a
optimistic.
liability for having autism?
Exactly. I should not be a liability for my autism because I've applied for several jobs where I should be an asset. For example, there's one that I really, really liked, and it was a teaching job for kids with disabilities. And I thought, oh, I'm autistic. I should be a real asset for this job. And I was straight up told I was a liability because of my disability alone. And it was just autism, not PTSD, nothing.
Not the
So
other
the
one.
ADA
They're
has
not
a
even
lot to
allowed to
work
ask
on.
you of any disabilities. Like, you were just open and honest, but technically they're not allowed to ask. That's HIPAA violation. But
They're not allowed to ask, but I choose to be open about it because autism is part of me and I really don't want to hide it. And it's very sad that so many people in my community feel the need to mask and hide their autism just to get a job. And that's something I'd love to change.
yeah, we're trying to do it. I'm helping support, and I'm on board with Team Rachel here at 100%. Always helping. But
Yeah,
I think they just don't understand. And like with most people that live with autism, they're very good with numbers. They have very good memory. They're very direct and, like, you know, um, sometimes accidentally offensive because they'll tell you the truth and
yeah,
the blunt truth. Like, I used to run a social skills group for people, and most of the people in the group were on the spectrum with either severe ADHD, autism, or along those lines. And I would say, turn to your left and compliment your person to your left. And they would say, I like the shape of your head. which it's a compliment, but trying to teach different appropriate social skills. But when I would say something sarcastic, like someone dropped something and I went like, "Way to go, good one." They're like, "What?" It's not, the sarcasm was useless. But anyway, and that's just like an example. I don't even know if I really said that, but just something like along those lines. But great with numbers. Most accountants could be autistic. You never know.
Yeah.
Not very good with numbers and don't like to be around a lot of social, like very introverted. IT computer people could be on the spectrum because it takes very little socialization, but it's very, very, it's not a learning disability. And a lot of actors, celebrities, you just never know. So we're going to wrap up the show in just a couple minutes. Any takeaways, Rachel? And thanks for taking time out of your visit with the park. Tell your mom I said hi.
I will.
Just be kind to yourself and to a stranger because you never know what they're going through, right? And if you don't understand things and you wonder about somebody because maybe they're a little awkward or whatever, maybe they're living with this diagnosis and don't know how to communicate, but they're trying their best, So, like I said before, a lot of them say that they have a master's, a doctorate degree in learning social skills. So, anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. And for more information, look under our credits. You can find Rachel Barcellona, her pictures, follow her on Instagram, and her all her social media is listed below. She's got some beautiful pictures, beautiful inside and out, and there's no shame in anything. We all have something. It's for someone to say you're a liability, they're a liability for being judgmental. It's like,
yeah,
everyone has something. Even in the diagnostic manual for mental health, people have a phase of life problem, adjustment disorder. If you've ever lost a job or moved a house or whatever, there's a diagnosis for that. And a lot of things that are misdiagnosed or people fear them for not getting help, it's because they're just going to suffer in silence longer than they need to when we could just get help and strengthen our minds. All right. Well, Ed, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you again, Rachel, and take care. And thanks so much. And keep in touch, okay? And we'll see you next Friday. Every Friday, 12 to 1.
Now it clicks. Moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I Don't put yourself down. Time for a change. Believe in yourself. Time to rearrange. Be your best friend. Bring hope to your day. Lose your critic. Get out of your way. Now it clicks. Moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, you're so alive. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity.